Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Forged Alliance cast. Just want to extend out some apologies for last week. I was feeling rather sick, rather under the weather, and I couldn't really talk without coughing. So wasn't really in a spot to cast. I doubt you wanted to hear me cough and splutter all over the microphone, but that's where I was, and so that kind of didn't happen. Anyway, we are feeling a bit better now, and there's no real news to talk about, aside from going on holiday in a couple of weeks. But anyway, so skip all of that junk, and we'll just jump straight into it, shall we? Alrighty. Let me just sort that, click that, do this, spin with this side of thing, and we'll say hello to... Well, it's actually a long cast, so this is a long one still in. It's one of the longer ones I've actually ever casted, so we'll see how that works out. But anyway, we're going to say hello to a familiar map. It is Selkie Isle. Now, if you don't know Selkie Isle, then, well, you've been, but we have water all around the place, and so there's going to be plenty of navy action to go on. Got a island in the middle, a couple of people started on, and let's just have a quick sorting of elves. That's not how we do it. It's been so long I've forgotten how to sort this. Anyway, sorting is donezo, and we're looking at a bunch of players all on the cusp of Joe Pro action. The average ratings of 1480 per team, 92% balance. It's looking pretty damn good. And as said, it's very close to being a Joe Pro type game. Anyway, team number 1 is here across top, team 2 down the bottom. Let's have an introduction of the players. And first off, for team number 1 in the middle island, going the lavender color as a Cybran player, it is Snagglefox. He's got his factory down for some double adjacency. All the way to the left hand side over here, we have ourselves Lol Ruffle. Lol Ruffle is another Cybran player, this time in the orange color. He's grabbing his mixes over there. To his right, in a centralish kind of position, it's another Cybran player. Very popular faction apparently. Anyway, this is Geneva Convention. He is in the burgundy color. He's got his factory down. Some more double adjacency going on there. Off to his right, and what we have here is not a Cybran player. We have Seraphim. It is Babushka lover. And hey, babushkas are neat. We do like babushkas. Anyway, he has built a couple of factories and no mexes. That's interesting build. Does he actually have the reclaim to support that? I don't think he really does. He doesn't see. He's stalling on the mass. But out comes this engineer. That's going to start grabbing the rocks, and that actually might be enough to keep him alive. Yeah, I think it is. Okay, so interestingly, he is relying on the reclaim for his build. Some engineers here doing the reclaim on those. He's got 2 factories out, getting some early build power there. Interesting strategy. And anyway, 5th player for team number 1. Excuse me, stop moving around. Aeon player down here. It is nickname deleted, and he is Aeon, as mentioned, in the cyan color there. Got his factory down, got some mixes, getting some reclaim, and walking away towards the hydro. Alright, saying good day to team number 2 then. First off, team number 2 in the central island, we have Hot Soup. He's also an Aeon player in the nice plain old red color there. Commander's walking towards this middle section to grab all the reclaim, as is the commander or Snagglefox. They want to grab some of that. All the way over on the side here in the blue color, we have not Dory, who's Seraphim, and is making a walk to his opponent's island through the water. If we check, actually the same thing is happening over here. We see that as a Lol Ruffle doing just exactly the same thing, getting the commander up here to try and get a bit of landfall there. 3rd player for team number 2 down here. Oh look, another Cybran player. This time it is a Mr. Ionic, and he is walking up this way. Is he going for an island, or is he just going for a wander? Maybe going for a wander, don't know. Try and keep an eye on that. 4th player, team number 2, first UEF player of the day. It is Devil's Touch, and he's here in the light blue color. He's got himself near factory, popped out some PGs, getting a nice adjacency. I'm sure we'll see some upgrades. And the final player for team number 2 over on the far left hand side in vomit yellow color. Congratulations, it is Hi Ha Ho. And Hi Ha Ho is putting down some extra factories over this way, land factory, air factory, getting a bit of adjacency to that hydrocarbon power plant. Alright, so first things, bit of action comes along and is actually up here, and it is Snagglefox discovering that there's actually some T1 PD here with a radar, so it will shoot at your commander. He's thrown a few shots off, but lost a couple of thousand hit points doing so to take off a few hundred from that. And we see down here Hot Soup is doing the same thing. Is he going to run into the same issue though, walking into a point defense, or is he going to stop there? We don't know. You tend to see some T1 AD come along very quickly. Put a rock on out, and we'll have a grand old time killing off that point defense. There we go. T1 AD coming off there from Snagglefox. That will, being Cybran, maybe take a little bit longer to kill that off because it's going to miss, of course. A lot of the shots miss. It's quite random, which is quite useful when you're smattering against a bundles of units. I'm hearing some anti-air fire. That's just a scout flying overhead. There's a bit of a mobile thistle. There it is. It's going to try and plink that scout when it gets a chance if it comes back around. First bit of harassment though, and this would be a bomber, nickname deleted, coming out with that. It is going to pick up an engineer. Yes, it is, because the engineer is going in a straight line, so easily predictable path. Bomber gets itself a very first kill of the day. And it's going to circle around and hunt another engineer. In particular, I'm thinking this one here from Not Dory is maybe under threat. Let's keep an eye on that bomber, see which way it's going to go. No, it's going to go straight past this guy, which I thought would have been the very best choice to get because it's an engineer all by itself. Instead, going for these guys down here, but there's already been a factory completed, so not going as much of a problem. Big old bomber gets another 2 engineers, 3 kills sort of name, so doing alright for herself. But missing this engineer, I think, was a mistake. Not really does have some inties loitering around, but they're not going to get much done if they stay sitting on the ground. There's going to be another engineer dead. The sonar system does go down, but that's all that's going to happen. The bomber continues to circle around. Looks like it's going to get a few more kills, maybe another 1 kill at least, but the inties do turn up. They are now hot on its tail, and I don't think it's going to get much more than that unless they get shot down by other interceptors first, which is a possibility. No, the bomber goes down, inties go down, we're good. Quick check back in the middle, and you can see exactly what has happened. Hot Soup is now facing off against a point defense. He's going to win that because he's got an overcharge. Up this direction, we see Snaggervox did bring in the T1 arties. They have done exactly as they wanted to take care of the T1 PD. In this case, these two guys ready to have a go at each other. Question is who's going to come out on top, who's got the units, who's got the eco, who's from factory. He's going to be handy for Mr. Hot Soup. However, walking into the middle is Snagglefox. He's grabbing more of the reclaim right now. Yes, he's going to stand in range of a T1 PD, take a bunch of damage. Maybe not the best idea. You can see how the inaccurate T1 RD spam from the Siren is not entirely accurate. The rounds are landing and they're just missing the target because they're, well, kind of inaccurate. And now going to help them out actually is this little further down here. It's going to kill the T1 PD, which might not be what Hot Soup actually wants, because it is giving Snagglefox more room to wander on, and with this commander over here who have a radar going up for a Snagglefox. And is there a radar for Hot Soup? No, there is not much going on there, so those guys are going to fight soon. Over here though, you see there's a Jester is just plinking away at Lol Ruffle. He did make landfall with his commander, but he's being encouraged to go in a different direction. Second Jester coming out, so he's not going to want to stand there for too much longer. In the middle though, his fight is heating on up. Hot Soup looking pretty healthy, 8,500 health on his con versus the 7,000 on Snagglefox, and we do know that Hot Soup has overcharged. We saw him use it before, but while he's got units focused in the middle, we have a raid attempt coming down the left hand side. Radar's going up, which is going to last all of about, I don't know, 5 seconds. And radar just in time for Hot Soup to recognise it is a danger, and down goes the radar, but he's seen the danger coming and these forces have been diverted back to help defend that flank, which they should be able to. Reclaim in the middle of Hot Soup now. He's got engineers popping out of this factory. They're going to scoop up all those races. It's going to be very handy for his side. Over on the right, we see this has been a Not Dory pushing on up, and walking into nickname deleted. Wants to be careful. There's a T1 PD there, which will do bad things to your comm when you walk into range, just like that. He's going to need to think about falling back. I think it was probably a move order, not a reclaim order that he wanted to do. Just happened to accidentally click on a wreck when he did, but there we go. The T1 RD is moving on up. T1 RD is going to get itself murdered if it walks into range of that. Just needs a couple of shells to drop in, and that's going to be gone. There we go, nice and handy. And that could be a... Nope, Not Dory decides not to push that. It's going to fall back. Right, back in the middle, we see this is actually Hot Soup getting a little bit outnumbered now. He's run out of units a wee bit. They're over here instead. He's focusing on those in the meantime. We see Snagglefox is focused on grabbing as much of the reclaim as possible. Over here, this is actually Ionic. Ionic, who's walked his commander all the way up, has decided to join up here, and he's actually going to be able to cut off reinforcements coming in this over with his comm. As long as he doesn't get too swarmed, he'll be okay, but this could be danger for Snagglefox if he's not paying too much attention, because those units are not coming in. They're dying one by one to a commander, which is just the way you want it as a comm. You want to kill the units one by one. It's nice and easy. You don't get swarmed, and this is going to be Snagglefox in danger session. Right now, Hot Soup could push on up, and also Ionic could move in, although he's just content killing off the units one by one. Not a bad strategy. Right hand Navy. Looking like not too bad for Not Dory. He's got the slim advantage there. If he could take out the sub before his one dies, he'll have a decent advantage on that front. A few units bunched up on here, getting an upgrade on his comm. Over on the left hand side though, that is not looking too good. That's a lot of Navy pushing on down to Ho-Ho's main production, in fact his only production I should say, and there's subs in there, and he doesn't have subs of his own. He's only got frigates, and that is not looking good actually. He's outnumbered on the frigate side of thing, and more are streaming in from Lower Roffle. We even have support coming over from Geneva. This transport is flying straight over a whole lot of frigates. That's not a great place to do it. They're not going to have much fun. Oh, is it going to get away? Just, although there's a whole swarm of intercepts here, that's a drop, that's not going to make it. It is doomed down out of the skies. There it goes. Over the side we can see, and this has been ionic. Maybe he stood still a little bit too much. But where are the units from Hot Soup? How did... I thought they could have had Snaggerfox there, but that's right. Ionic's now walking away. Snaggerfox is left, and it looks like rather than push, Hot Soup decided to just consolidate the middle section a bit. He's got plenty of units. Bombs coming out, going to say hello to engineers. That is fine. Over on the side we see this was a distraction attempt from Ho trying to get in there and do some damage up the back. Not going to work though, and he has lost his factories down here. 3 subs, 3 frigates, no factories, no engineers, and he's out of the Navy game. He's going to need some support. Does he have support? We have T2 Navy available here for Ionic. He's got a T2 factory and starting to pop out destroyers, so he skipped the T1 phase entirely, going straight for that. Must be careful though, his comm up here is a wee bit isolated, nothing to help him should something start going wrong. Hot Soup's moved up with his commander. They looks like he wants to put more pressure onto poor old Snaggerfox if he can. It'd be very, very handy. Snaggerfox has T2 on the ground. He's starting to roll out some of the old T2 units, so they're going to be quite nicely against the T1 spam from Hot Soup. Does he have any tech? He does. He has T2 there. Some T2 engineers are coming on out. Maybe let's think about going T3, because T2 stage is maybe not the best for Aeon. Though while the Obsidians are quite strong, they're very short range, and yeah, but as soon as you get to T3 you quickly get those Harpiners out. Those are very, very effective. But over the side you can see there's just absolutely nothing left in the Navy for Ho, so he's going to have to try and figure out a different way to get himself working over here. And of course what will happen is T2 Navy, exactly that. These two guys know they control Navy. They're going to go straight for the tech and get in there with the more bigger units, and there's a bit of a reclaim going on there. Some engineers turn up, they're going to grab these factories. Why not? There's a few hundred mass, because hey, you can. Over here we see Hot Soup's trying to get into the Navy as well. He recognises the need. He's going to struggle to go against that. Checking over on the right hand side, and there's a big old PD creep coming over here from Not Dory. He's going to need to be maybe a bit careful, though he's got a TMD up and a flak up as well, so he should be alright. He's facing off against the T2 air. There is gunships coming out. Flak is great against gunships. They come out in nice big numbers and they die in nice big numbers because they're all clumped together. Maybe let's think about another more flak, maybe a shield, something to be a little bit defensive perhaps, especially if he's going to be AFK monitoring his Navy with his commander way up front in a precarious position. Ionic has left the front line now. He's left some engineers behind to do some reclaims, get a bit of mass out of that. Not going to last too much longer, and his comm is walking back home. Over here we see, there we go, first destroyer in the game, getting some kills on these poor saps. However, it's a Cyber Destroyer machine, means it doesn't shoot behind it. That gun cannot shoot directly behind, so as it runs away, it's not going to be able to shoot back. The torpedoes are going out, of course, because that's what torpedoes can do, but the turret cannot shoot backwards through that there. But a cruiser comes up to assist, and that should be well and good. Cruiser has tact defense, got its own guns as well, and it's between the two of them, they should be alright against this particular size of Navy. Destroyer needs to turn so it can actually shoot things. There we go, that's better. There we go, so it's going to be the frigates down, going to be the subs down, and that will be a small reprieve with these extra units coming, and the T2 from these guys as well. Hearing some fighting going on, that's right, just the middle island. This island was his factory and his engineers. He was just really there to steal some mass. And now it is here for Hot Soup, who's getting an upgrade. Is that T2? Might be T2, I think it's T2. He's going to try and hold that middle over there, right hand side, and this is still a bit of PD creep coming in through Not Dory. This does have the one flag. How are the... I'm sure I saw gunships were being made, but now we're just torpedo bombers, so perhaps... There they are. There's gunships, so perhaps he's wanting to shoo old Not Dory into the water, and then have a go at him with the torpedo bombers. He does have some inties over here, so Not Dory can call upon those if he needs them to help his comm out. is on the retreat, so I suspect he's actually decided, yep, return to home. He's done enough, he's claimed enough resources here, done enough harassment. Over here though, oh bad on the island for Hot Soup, he's getting overrun by Snagglefox. The units are squeezing on past some T1 PD down though, that's going to be ideal and just in the nick of time to help thin out those numbers, but the left hand side also looking a bit bad. T2 mass extractor out in front of the point of vents, a strange place to put them. I do wonder if that was because the army was coming and you wanted to hold them off. And I suppose any PD is better than none. Up here we see, yes indeed, Hot Soup did get T2 on his comm. The first thing he's throwing down is flak. He is worried about an air sniper coming his way. What he might need to be worried about is this T2 on the ground with an air gun stealth comm. Snagglefox has stealth in that commander, so, and T2 gun upgrade. And that is not good for your health already. Then chicken on left hand side, we see a big old conflab going on over here. We have Haihaho in the water with his comm. He has torpedo, which is a decent response. It can just carve itself through T1 Navy all day, every day. Takes a lot of torpedoes to take out a commander from submarines, T1 subs in particular. So he'll be able to just shoot off all these and kill them off pretty good, trying to get his own factories back into the water, but once again swept through and cleaned on out. Over here, this sailor might as well stop and fire because, well, it's not going to get away from the frigates no matter what it tries to do. And at the moment, you see the turrets just kind of spinning around, not really able to focus on a target. Look at that. Just doing nothing effective. Now it's dead. It missed fire so many times because of the turret, just not being able to look behind it. Alright, we have a couple of destroyers out here now though, and this is going to be a bit more of a challenge for Haihaho. He does have torpedo comm, and torpedo comm is quite strong. Can take on a couple of TT units, but maybe not too many. You see here, that's doing quite good chunks of damage to that destroyer. Destroyer's trying to move out onto land. I think we'll be away. Yes, indeed. There goes the leg sprout. It's going to start walking soon. Still technically in the water, maybe. Nope, it is out of the water now. Apparently that's out of the water because it's no longer being targeted by the torpedoes from the comm, who is going to chase it. And I'm going to think there's going to be an overcharge coming on here. Nice for overcharge, there we go, comes out, and I hear a strat. Ooh, who's got the strat? There it is, that is the strat, and it is out from Babushka. It gets instantly demolished by the ACS belonging to Devil's Touch, but it has done the damage. One bomb away, killed off a couple of those mass extractors, so not good. And in the middle, this is Hot Soup. He's sitting here trying to spam up some T1 PD because he is getting rushed by units. And of course we do have Snagglefox's comm coming up. He's going to take care of that. And hello, I recognize those. That's a destroyer making its way on up, and this is not good for Hot Soup. He is on the run, as he absolutely has to be. He was looking to maybe turtle up just in there, but combination of units, destroyer, and a stealthy gun comm, and he has got some serious problems right now. His health is just going to evaporate. T2 units around are going to do the job. Needs to not stop him. Maybe he can get out of dodge. Destroyer is going to be a problem though. Plenty of range, and he cannot combat that with his commander. Needs to maybe sneak around here. Doesn't need to stop as he cannot afford to stop. He has to keep it going way down as the red. This could be Snagglefox's kill, or will it be Geneva's kill? Either way, it is a lot of damage coming over. Here's the shots from Destroyer, twisting, turning, dodging, staying alive for the moment, but it won't take much to kill him. Only a hit or two and he'll be dead. Look at the twisting going on there. Oh, big hit in the back. Overcharges there. Mantis goes down, trying to run, goes in the straight line just a little bit too long. 200 health, more shots coming in, and along come the Rhinos. This is going to be it for Hot Soup. Kaboom. Teamed up on a little bit. Maybe if the Salem wasn't there, he could have got away, but unfortunately the Salem was there, combined with the Rhinos, and he is out of the game. He did have T3 on the factory down here, got some T3 engineers out, and was working on some harbingers. Unfortunately, they're not going to do much. Well, Banker T1 PD over here is going to do terrible things to all of this. They're just going to walk range and just get decimated. So that's that push dealt with, and if you can get some harbingers moving out again, here would be ideal. You do have the T3 over on the left hand side, and we can see, well, that torpedo comm from Haihaho seems to have done the job and cleared the area. Got himself a bunch of kills, a few ranks of veterancy, so he'll be able to be alive for a bit longer. We can now lob these torps out this way and start picking off these. Got some torpedo bombers going for everything over here, perhaps. Maybe they walk up, they pause, they start dropping on in, but this is all the way out the middle of the water, no real support for Haho. If he got spotted and they threw some torpedo bombers at him, he would have some problems. Great damage to that destroyer though, it decides it's had enough and is vacating the area. Torpedo bombers run afoul of a cruiser, turns up just in time for Lola Ruffle. That's going to be fine. Middle Island though, this is where things are a bit problematic. A pair of destroyers are walking around. As they say, it's the whole floaty, naughty, walkie kind of thing. They float, but then they walk, and then they cause problems. You can put down T2PD if you want, but it's going to not outrange these destroyers that are coming in. You need something mobile and something damaging. Harbingers would be a great idea. Over on the right hand side we can see, yeah, things are still pretty much static for Nordori. He's kept a hold of this particular region. No real pressure coming up there from Nickname by the look of it. Nickname was instead focusing on torpedo bombers, maybe, perhaps. In this direction we can see a decent sized navy coming up there from Nordori, and they are T2 in the water, and so those tech missiles coming over and destroying things from afar, not good for their health. But back in this direction, the destroyers in the mid are doing exactly what they tend to do, which is kill stuff. But this one gets taken up by some corresponding navy from Ionic. He's moved on in to help take that out. I hear another strat. Who's that going for? It's going for over here. It went for the flak first because, well, why not? Now it's basically got free reign to mop up this entire area. There's no tech of any kind left on here. A few T2PD, but that's really about it. I'm not going to do much on that front. Over this direction, this destroyer is still having fun all day, every day, just sitting there killing off anything it can, going for eco first. There's some power going down. The Gunter is turning up to start causing some issues. A Harbinger is pushing up to say good day as well. And once that gets in range, that will most likely be things over. Watch the damage come on out. Nice high fire rate. And that won't be too long. The destroyer returns in kind, but I think it's a little bit too late. Plus the addition of the gunship, and we'll see you later, Salem. Lots of assist there over in the left hand pond, and once again the navy is squeezed on in, and it's now kind of in control of, I would say it's in control of Lola Ruffle, perhaps, maybe, yes. I hear more strats. There it is. On the right hand side, taking out more eco belonging to Nordori. Just that one strat bomber having fun, got 8 kills to its name. Where is the air? There it is, over there from Devil's Touch. Maybe a bit out of play to do that, and I'm saying that's a much more sizable blob from Babushka compared to, yeah, no, that's a bigger blob. Let's get a count on the exact numbers. Why not? We have 22 ASFs there for Devil's Touch and 29 for Babushka Love. So Babushka is doing a much better job in air. Why? Because that's why. Devil's Touch has decided he needs to help out in the Navy. He's slapping down an Atlantis. Well, an Atlantis will help, of course. I mean, it's Atlantis, so it'll do pretty damn good against T2 Navy, but it's a lot of resources, and in the meantime that's going to put him behind in the air game. As we saw, he's only got around, probably say 24, 25 now to the 35ish, I think, by this stage, belonging to Babushka. So yeah, Babushka quite ahead. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 air factories in the go, and compare that to the, well, 5 over here as well. But like I said, he's putting a lot of resources into this. Now it's going to slow down the air production. Down this direction it is Hi-Ho. He's got more kills to his name, 4 ranks of veterancy, so maybe not as many kills, but he's been dealing out the damage. It helps him get the ranks of veterancy. A lot of torque pressure coming in from submarines and a destroyer, but he'll be okay. Yeah, he'll be okay. Look at that, just wipes those clean, and this destroyer won't be too far behind. Over here we're having a T1 push against a T2 swarm, and once again, destroyers turning away and not firing with their main guns. So if you're Cybran, running away is not typically a good answer, and the strat comes back. Now it's the same strat, and it's just picked off the more eco over there. There was a shield planned. In fact, the shield's just started now, but it's a little bit too late because the strats already dropped his bombers, or already destroyed everything. One strat bomber has been quite problematic for team number 2. That's not the same strat, is it? I thought I heard the bomb, but I didn't see it drop anything. It is just the one strat bomber. That's fine. Anyway, this whole plateau section here is going to die a horrible death because Harbingers have decided they do not like what they see, which is a bunch of T1 PD. Some curvers coming up behind them, they're going to do bad things. Strap bomber does drop a bomber. Oh, it hit the hill. So it did drop its payload, but it did destroy the hill incoming ASFs. They catch it this time, and that is the end of that strat bomber. These days have run out. Oh, TTYD, you don't want that to survive. You definitely want that to die. And put a friendly fire there, you might as well kill your own berbers wandering on past. But that's good, that plateau going to keep us alive for a little bit longer. Maybe they can reclaim some of that mass. Alright, over on the left hand side, oh, how do we miss this? This has been a drop from Paihaho, jumped a bunch of bricks down here, and they have cleaned up shop. There's nothing on the ground. The Lol Rock will completely miss those drops. Apologies there, but those are through. That's just a couple of... Yeah, there's 2 transports that made it, and now these bricks are ready to just carve their way through. We see trying to pop down some T2PD, but once that gets identified, it takes a long time for them to tipper through brick health, and those bricks will be able to just turn around and obliterate it once they see it very easily. One down, kill the NGs, kill the PD. Look at that, nice and easy. Getting a shot off the coast by a single cruiser, but it won't matter. They can just ignore that for a while, and they're focusing on eco 100%, not even bothering these Cerberus. They just want to kill off eco. Look at that, some more point defense down. Sorry, more mixes down there. Lost a T3 mix. Yes, T3 mix over there. Now these ones can focus on the power. These ones focus on the mass extractors. That is terrible for Lol Ruffle. He's getting absolutely demolished in space thanks to that brick drop. Very good response from my Haho to take care of that. Back on the left hand side, you can see now, there we go, the Atlantis is out. That is not good for your health. What are those bricks? What are they doing? Well, this is going to be devastating for Lol Ruffle. Look at him. He is down to 20 mass and gun and a few hundred power. Definitely surviving off his teammates there. And these bricks are just continuing on through. They're just going to waltz on up and maybe focus down this other T2 mass extractor. Yes, yeah, there we go. And what has he got left? He's got a few T1 mixes there. Single T2 mix over there. Not great for his health. Now this brick has just decided, I'm just going to kill stuff. Doesn't quite get the T1 factory though. One more shot would have done it, but my word, that is devastating. There's nothing left of Lol Ruffle's basically got a huge swarm of naval factories and a good number of units, but he's lost everything and now can't rebuild. And comes the Navy as well, so Haihaho's made his Navy base. He's getting support from Ionic. In the meantime, Navy from Geneva Convention, instead of coming down this side, has been moving down this way. Been helping out over this side, just making a wee bit of a push perhaps, but because this is a large band of units belonging to Nickname Deleted, he is moved on up trying to take care of things, getting tickled down by some missile fire. At the moment, Not Dory is trying to focus between a whole bunch of things. Trying to play in the middle against Snaggle Fox and trying to move his Navy over on this side. Popping out some T1 RC. I don't know if that's the right call, but it's a call he's made, and there it goes. He needs to think about getting these units over to the left because those destroyers, they will absolutely bash it and obliterate. Is that shared tech? That shared tech with a gifted unit? Sorry, I missed it. Looks like they're gifted units, so Geneva came in with a huge force and just handed it over to Nickname Deleted. Probably saved him there because that is, yeah, look at that. Look at the number of destroyers, cyber destroyers in there. Those have definitely been the saviour for Nickname Deleted. Without those, he would get overrun by all of these guys. Any cruisers in the mix? The answer is no. So these torp bombs are going to have great success. Very nice against all of these destroyers. Plenty of damage to go around. The ASFs over here from Babushka, they're escorting his gunships, which got terminated. The Atlantis has actually popped up out of the water to do some air damage. Why not? If the air's around, do the damage. Why not indeed? But remember to submerge it afterwards, because else you get obliterated from the surface. Atlantis has a lot of health, but not that much from experimental. And we'll take a fair amount of damage from units like this. When come the torps, they are dropping their payload down. The Atlantis has fun with that, destroys a whole bunch, air sweeps through anyway, and says good night to the ASFs there. In the meantime, it has been another drop. Another one has snuck through from Haihaho, but this time it's not going to get anywhere near much distraction done because, well, there's a whole lot of gunships, a whole lot of T1 bombers, all just were present there from the previous drop. So those bricks, there's nothing there for them to kill. Yeah, just basically a gift. Alright, Atlantis still staying on top of the water. Dangerous times for them. Over on the right hand side we see the Navy has fallen back from nickname, and it looks like the torpedo bombers have those. And a battleship. So torpedo bombers and a battleship, that's why Not Dory was maybe a wee bit behind in the Navy, because he was working on T3 and he's got himself battleship out. What's going on over here? Oh, a bunch of T2 arty. So Ionic was annoyed about the ships coming down here and decided to negate that effect. The middle island looks like it's pretty much in control of Snagglefox. There's a holdout little bunch here, but that is going on. Geneva is claiming he can't stop this. Maybe he's talking about all of this. In comes the air now, the torpedo bombers. Oh, that's a terrible turn. That was a terrible turn from Babushka. He let Devil's Touch get behind there, but he looks like the counter two might be alright, and ASFs to go down in fairly even numbers at the moment. There's a big old air fight over here. Of course, the cruisers are there, the Atlantis is there, the ASFs are over here. We've got some cruisers over here though. It's looking like disengage. No, they kind of want to, but I don't think either can afford to disengage, but at the moment might. It's actually a very close air fight, but I think finally the numbers have switched in favour of Devil's Touch, and he's just managed to pull it out now. I'd say the Atlantis and the cruisers down here have done the deed. In this direction, torpedo bombers are just working on everything over here. Navy's going on down, production's going on down. We see Ionics are pushing on up. They're just going to try and get a little ruffle out of the game entirely, which it looks like they are basically doing. That Atlantis still above the water. Those guys push on and it's going to want to submerge as soon as possible. Navy on the right over here, we see bigger old forces, plenty of T1 RC in the mix as well. Just be distracting maybe. Here of battleships, not great. We have a Tempest planned out. Tempest would be good. T2 Navy is still all there is for nickname, and he's actually not even building Navy. No, it looks like he's going to go all out into the Tempest. Not good for his health. Over here, what do we have? All these torpedo bombers, they are making a beeline for, I think, the HQ. Why not kill the HQ that gets rid of the Navy deck? And they won't be able to do anything, but the ASFs are doing a good cleanup job here, shooting down many of those torps before they even get close. And they're not going to get enough done to actually destroy that factory. Dear oh dear. This has been a solid win on the left hand side. There we go, completely out of the water, almost out of the game as Lol Roffle. He's down to 7 mass income. One T2, almost a second T2 PGen, and he's going to have to start reclaiming or rebuilding these mixes in huge numbers to try and get things back. Over here we see Navy battle going on. Atlantis still above the water. I guess the fact there's a lot of air coming in is probably the right choice, but now that the Navy is pushing in, it's going to want to think about submerging, because it's going to take massive amounts of damage from these destroyers, which are primarying it down. Look at that. Atlantis, you may have decided to go under the water just a little bit too late, and it needs to get the hell out of Dodge. Some cruisers need to come into play, some ASFs need to come into play. That Atlantis is not going to be too much longer. Way down into the red, a lot of damage coming over there. And possibly also getting surface hits from just the exploding rounds. Yes, it is definitely getting hit from that. And there we go, the Atlantis is taken out of the game. There's some torps coming in from subs there, and that is going to be one dead Atlantis. 1800 health, lots of regen. Actually, no, it's not getting away. I thought it might get away, but another wave of torpedo bombers coming in from Snagglefox. And that is the Atlantis. It is out of the game. Surely not. I heard tax. Definitely heard tax. Can't see them though, but that's the Atlantis dead over there. We have some ASFs wiggling around here from the Bushka lover. Just a few, and they're coming in to murder off these broadswords caught without air support. That is terrible. A big old loss. And Devil's Touch, where are your ASFs? They are over here. Oh, that is not good. You're just letting your broadswords get cleaned out for no reason. Sitting on the ground getting dead there. That's what I was hearing. Nuke subs. We've got a pair of nuke subs in play from Devil's Touch. He's just gone straight for T3, popped out a couple of those. Imagine he's building nukes, and that's all he's going to be doing. So that would be some portable nuke launchers. They're always fun to have. Back up the top here though, we see it's been Geneva fighting back here. He stalled this attack with the units he did. And of course the mad amount of torpedo bombs that came in from Snagglefox were a huge help for cleaning that kind of thing up. There's some whalers here getting obliterated. They were trying to do things. Nickname Deleter finishes off that Tempest. Indeed he has. It is there, and it's maybe just the nick of time, because that's a massive old push coming up here from Not Dory. He could actually, you know, Tempest or no, I think he could still win that if he pushed on up. He's got all these mobile T1 RT. They can do grand old things. If that could be an area of effects, no idea, but wasting shots onto, you know, little wee frigates is not what you want your Tempest to be doing, but I think he could maybe push that and actually win at least. Destroy the production, destroy all this build power. Over on the left hand side, and it has been a hold. There's still a bunch of T1, some T2 in the mix, but there's a bunch of Barracudas and a lot of ruffles, just like, I'm done. Well, he's done because more bricks turned up. Yes, another drop from Paihaho, because why not? And those bricks have finished off a commander who has nothing to his name. Now they could finish off the rest of the base, which got handed over to Geneva. Won't be for too much longer, and everything will be fine on that front. But Geneva putting up a solid defense over here. Just manages to hold on really. Right hand side, there we go, in come all the T1 RT, and yeah, if they focus down this HQ right here would be a good time. Tempest is trying to do what it can. The big old shots coming over. Look at the damage it does, and when it does hit, kaboom, that's basically a full health destroyer, obliterated one hit. So yeah, you want to keep moving when there's a Tempest around. Sitting still is not a good game. Here comes another shot. There's a cruiser that's going to die, kaboom. Definitely don't want that to be going on. The HQs, is there enough T1 RT shells in the air to destroy it? I think there are. Yes, there are. So that is Naval Tech gone. Poor Nickname's going to have to build another one and get that all up again. Torpedo bombers once again swarm out, and what's going on here? Looks like there was a pause in production from team number 2, and that's allowed the Navy from Geneva to actually get in here and control this massive field. Look at that. There is 50,000 mass here on the screen to collect, and without contesting it, Geneva has managed to push back, and that is all she wrote for that. That means a giant old mass field they can use to try and do things in the air game. Look at that. Even as Devil's Touch is losing the air battle up here, in comes Haihaho with his own SSL. Not enough though. And yeah, this is a solid air win for Babushka right there. Definitely an air win. So now he controls the air game as well. Not even sure how that happened, but there it is, Babushka with the air victory. Look at that, some more drops. This time I saw them. A bunch of bricks coming over to the right hand side. They're going to dump themselves down here and probably just wander through. Kill off what they can. Don't go too far because there are SAMs in the way. Do they know the SAMs are there? Or maybe. They see at least that one. So they should know to drop shorts, but they're not. They're actually going to drop in range of a couple of SAMs. Not a good place to do it. Going to lose a couple of transports to that just because of the location. Not good for your health. Torpedo bombers coming out. They're going to get eviscerated by the air wing belonging to Babushka. There we go. One transport down. One transport lands. Okay. They just lost one transport. But now, the bricks need to get a move on. They can just go get away from the T2PD, walk up this way. They're sitting there nice and still. Hi-ho-ho. Hi-ho-hi-ho. Get your bricks a moving instead of just standing there slowly dying to T2PD shooting a goddamn mountain. They're down. Use them. Alright, left hand side, back up here, Navy. Trying to sneak around the corner, but that's not going to work either. The Navy from Geneva swoops back up. He does have T3 again, look at that. That is a battleship ready to go. Over on this side we see Harm, got some T3 SAMs. Because all those torpedo bombs just keep on coming. There we go, the bricks are moving on now, and well, still not enough to really worry them. There's like a couple of T2PD, but they get in this range, they can kill all those engineers pretty darn quick, but they are slapping down some T1 PD, which of course is probably the right answer at this stage. Spam a few more of those up. But will they be able to kill enough of them is the question. Will they be able to stay alive? One brick down, two to go. Very unhealthy down in the yellow. Firing away at the point defense. This one's going for the T1, this one's going for the T2. Get out of range, maybe. Actually, I think I will, and even to survive. I can just walk up here and destroy all of that. Oh, no, no, kill the mass fabs. The mass fabs explode, make them blow up. There we go. Big old kaboom. Now that's exactly what you want. Back in the water though, we see a couple of battleships still there. 3 battleships in fact, a bunch of barracudas doing their thing. Down this direction we see air, and that is a monkey that's been made. And hello, watch out. Bricks in the water. Snagglefox has taken a whole bunch of bricks that he owns, has thrown them into the water, and... okay, that's not his comm. That's right, that's not his comm sitting there. His comm's going to be somewhere else, I don't know where. Where's his comm? I don't know. I don't know where his comm is. Not Dory finishes an experimental. What did Not Dory finish? Not sure. Look at that in a moment. Ah, a GC. This is GC as Babushka finishes an Awassa. Awassa, not a bad idea considering the number of the air control that he's got. And here we go, along comes, and look at that. Paying attention and using the reclaim from all of these. Might as well get that monkey moving. You're doing that, get the monkey moving. You can hoover up this guy's real quick smart. Second monkey comes out the water, and there we go. Those bricks can probably kill off this reactor if they decide to push it, but it doesn't look like they will. Instead they're getting reclaimed from the engineering stations, and now they decide to turn around and go, nope, 2 monkeys, just nope. I hear the Awassa, where is it? That's a good call. Get rid of the Navy, kaboom. Get a bunch of kills to your name, take a big hole out of there, get hit by some SAMs back here, but should be alright. Support commanders underwater doing their thing, reclaiming all sorts of stuff. The hover engineers are not going to get hit by torpedoes, of course, because, well, they hover, so they're free to reclaim that until someone else comes out. Awassa goes, I don't like these SAMs, I'm going to make them go pop. Bombs away, bombs a boom. They are donezo. Awassa looking still reasonably healthy, but down into the yellow now, so maybe not quite as healthy as I thought. That's a terrible place to turn right over a bunch of cruisers. Big old Yui, half dead. Whoa. That was definitely not the place to do a U-turn. 50,000 health. Okay. Back on the left-hand side, and we've got the Navy pushing back up here from Geneva, so he has not only held one and pushed back on the left-hand side. Big old group of units coming on down here, and well, there's T2. Is it hi-ho-ho? Yes, he's still in the water. Still got a torpedo bomber. The Awassa is still doing Awassa type things. It is going to take care of a lot of damage to those support commanders. A lot of damage. They are very, very unhealthy. Awassa again takes a U-turn by some flak. Nope. So let's carry on this time. That is the better idea. Bricks have turned up over this way, but there's a whole lot of T2PD waiting for them, and some assistance on the shield to keep it alive as long as possible. The bricks doing their job, but that is a Awassa bomb. And that takes care of the PD, that takes care of the SMD. And that is actually going to take care of Not Dory's main base. He's got nothing left here to slow these bricks down. They are on the way to do things. T1 bombers coming out. That's the emergency kind of thing. Ionic's comm is right there. What is his commander doing there? Don't know, but he's got to get a wriggle on. He needs to run. Finally, the Awassa goes down. It has been Devil's Touch comes in with the suicide of his ASFs. He had to take that airfight. Unfortunately, he's lost it. Hi-ha-ho, not on the same page as ASFs rocking in and completely misfired altogether. And nothing going on there. Ionic still running away on that front. Over here, though, the bricks doing their brick things, and they have just, between them and the Awassa, there's not much left of Not Dory's base. He's now struggling with that kind of thing. Finishes an experimental. Finishes a Tempest. That's where Zeko's been going into a Tempest. Now I saw him with a, yes I did see him with a GC. GC saying hi to bricks in a most personal fashion. Absolutely lasering them up with bricks out of distance, being supported by a whole bunch of harbingers, so that is extra targets there. That is going to be the GC ready to waltz up here and do a big old damage to that side of things. Throwing the harbinger support will be good. The support command is going boom over here and overrunning that. That poor harm just gets just really too much in the water. Lots of barracudas, not great for your health. Over here, T1 bombers doing their thing. That GC ain't stopping though. It is just going to carry on, and I don't think there's enough to stop it. Need another Awassa or something, and that aside, there's also harm just pushing up behind it, so particular lack of point defense down here of any kind, and a desperate shield going up. That's not going to get much. Another brick comes out, but harbingers, GC, nah,
not going to happen. GC's now starting to focus down on some actual specific items. Kill off the power, kill off the production. Rick gets launched into the air, crushed by the old tractor hand, falls to the ground and gets a shot off while it's dropping. No, fair enough. But yeah, this is the base. Just, yeah, absolutely carved out the entire guts of the gone. Yeah, there's so much T1 bombs around now. And of course there's plenty of gunships as well, but that GC is just simply having too much fun to really care. It will die, of course. There's not much to that, but it's taken out so much. You can take out the HQ, that's probably the best result. There we go. No T3 HQs anywhere, and it's killing off, still going. Now onto the rib. If we can just take a few more steps, it can kill off another mass extractor to kill the eco. There we go. Plenty of fun, and that is a big giant gut into the middle of Snagglefox's base. He's dropped a whole lot of eco. Not good for your health over here. We see this is actually high Harpo, still in the water, but needs to be careful. Actually, not particularly at the moment. There's not really many destroyers or submarines at this stage. There's some battleships and frigates that can take care of some of those, but just the battleships doing the damage, frigates doing their things. A Tempest over here trying to do what it can against this kind of swarm. Torpedo bombs coming out here from Devil's Touch to provide some assistance. Battleships getting hits. Air wing is present though from Babushka, and that cleans things up. Where is the air for team number 2? Well, the answer is nowhere. The air is absolutely nowhere. They've not even bothering to make it. There's a small band of ASFs here for Devil's Touch, and he's throwing up some SAMs. So he's not going for the ASF game at all, I don't think. But what is he going for? Oh, that's what he's going for. Look at all the build power and assists. He's got stealth, he's got shield, he's got a mass fab, got a whole bunch of T1 PD in case of that good old cheeky heli sniper attempt, but all his assistance is going into this nuke, and it's not really going that fast because he's probably stalling on mass. Is he stalling on mass? Yes, he is. So that nuke is going to take forever to load at this rate. Not good for his health. Okay, but we have a look at the total numbers, and in actuality, Team 2 is way ahead on mass. They're not way ahead. Not way ahead in the map. Map control is very much... Look at that. Oh, sorry. The monkeys. Completely missed the monkeys coming off the right hand side. I saw them earlier though. We're in Ionic space, and they have waltzed their way through nickname space. They have destroyed his eco. He's got nothing left. Absolutely wrecking all that. The air comes in, of course, but the monkeys have already done the damage by the time they realised they were there. Missed that. There's so much going on right now in this game. There's a lot. The biggest component right now is the air advantage that Babushka Lover has. He has so many ASFs to the virtual none that Team 2 has, because they are trying to spam out torpedo bombers to kill off the Navy that is on their doorstep. And speaking of Navy, over this side you can see Tempest surrounded by shields. You can support now by a battleship and some more shields over there. Of course, there is a T3 factory over there, but that's not going to do much for nickname when you got no goddamn eco, so he's having to pause that and start on some power production. Definitely needs it. Fortunate that he kept this alive. Can start putting out some raspberries from there and getting his energy supplements if he can rely on the overflow from his teammates. And here this is Hai Haho trying once again to get back into the Navy, but once again getting evicted. This time by Geneva, who simply just said, you know, no, you're not getting into Navy. Not getting into Navy at all. What is Devil's Touch doing right now? Well, it's still going kind of slow. Not sure if he realizes how badly he's stalling on mass. Stalling on mass, yeah. Nukes don't load. Goddamn, sorry. It's... pretty sure he's not thinking about it, but Dory over this side in the meantime gets caught out by the large swarm of submarines. He was still underwater, didn't have much left in the way of the base, to be honest. A lot of stuff was already dead, and he was in the water trying to get away from things. Sorry, I missed that pick. That is a bunch of subs they have taken out. Doro's busy talking about the ineffective Devil's Touch nuke launcher over there. Not really doing a goddamn thing. Plenty of SAM sitting over here under shield for... Oh, no, he's got the quantum gateway there as well, trying to pop out more support commanders who can provide him eco no matter what happens. Good chunk of ASFs get taken out there by the SAMs, but there's still plenty left. A big number of gunships, they're going to go on down. No drums on that side. Over the left, while they're doing that though, torpedo bombers on the left are just destroying Geneva's navy, and I think I saw earlier in the chat Geneva was complaining about that. He was basically like, give me something. Give me some ASFs, goddamn. You know? And all the ASFs were down here from Babushka, taking us some gunships that weren't doing any kind of threat of any kind. In the meantime, the navy belonging to Geneva is getting just absolutely destroyed. In comes some gunships though from Babushka. This is in T2. Yeah, they were the ones spammed out to take care of the GC, but they'll be able to do some good damage over here. There is some T3 mixes that won't last too long, but there is a bunch of SAMs around, and these SAMs actually have some area of effect as well, I think. Seeing a bunch of gunships die at the same time, so I believe they do, and the ASFs come over to protect them. Not the greatest idea, but anyway, it is what it is. Some transports come over. They're just going to be free kills. There's actually literally no reason for them to be there. They're not carrying anything, they're just big, giant, expensive slow scouts. Who knows? This time the air wing does intercept all these torp bombers. They go down with a big ball of fire. That is better. So much reclaim to be had. You see the engineers are out from Geneva all the way up the front line. They're doing exactly what they want. Getting all the mass over on this side. We can see there's a Tempest, and it's struggling to deal with all the frigates around it. This Tempest is hammered the cliff face over here. Destroyed a few support commanders. Gotten rid of the Soothsayer. And also the T2RT, which was doing some good damage. This Tempest, however, is locking onto this one. The shields are down. There's 2 battleships in the Tempest versus 3 battleships in the Tempest. And the health, I think this one's around, but in come the submarines also from Snagglefox. Those are most likely going to be the difference. They will start shedding health off that Tempest at a great rate of loss. There's just so goddamn many of them. But so many shots coming in onto this Tempest here, it is not going to survive the day. The shields are out of position, the shots are rocking on over, way down to thread, under 5,000. And that is the Tempest down right there. This Tempest is going to follow it, although it's got some more shots coming in. There we go, Tempest for Tempest, the subs are still around, the Galaxy battleships, the Nuke finally out from Mr. Devil's Touch, and it is going up in this direction. Trying to track the pathway, and it might very well be going for this giant air grid belonging to Babushka. I'm not seeing SMD, and Babushka is on the run, so there's no, he wouldn't be running if he had SMD. And yep, that's exactly where that Nuke is going for. It is going straight up here, and just have a look at Babushka. Sitting there. 260 mass income. 26,000 energy income. Over comes the Nuke. Smack dab in the middle of his air production. He was building an SMD, which is basically what it lands on. A big giant as kaboom. He loses maybe not so much mass, but all that power. 20,000 power lost. Immediately starts building some more because he needs it, and all that air production is absolutely gone. That was all his factories, actually. Every single one of his factories is gone. Every single one. That was a brilliant Nuke. And now what's left? He needs to be careful with his ASFs. If they stay in this region, that's going to get picked off by SAMs, but it's going to give Team 2 a chance to get back into the air game. We can start piling out ASFs from Devil's Touch. You can grab air control back and look at doing some extra work. Plenty of air control already, actually. ASF's distracted, I don't know what, but these torpedo bombers are having a grand old time, and these battleships are not having a grand old time. Not good for their health. Of course, anytime these ASFs come near this direction, they're getting hammered by these SAMs. There's a handful of them, what's 10 SAMs there, and that's just going to pick off those ASFs. Not what they want. Not a good place to be. Battleships down here are helping assist this little bit platform. They're rocking onto this one. Down goes another battleship, but the next one comes along. As they do I hear? Station, I heard a Nuke sub somewhere. I'm hearing the attack missile launch from the Nuke sub, but I'm not seeing. There it is. Devil's Touch had a couple of nuke subs. I'm guessing they died somewhere along the line because I don't see them. Probably from the marauding subgroups. Like this, that Snagglefox had. He was just pushing out so many Barracudas, they undoubtedly found them and turned them into scrap metal somewhere along the way. But don't know where they were. But anyway, there is, like I said, one here from Geneva. It is building a nuke. It's building a nuke. That's going up pretty quickly as well, so that could be a surprise nuke out of the water for there. But back on the right hand side, there we go, just comes away. T1 bombers, T2 gunships. These gunships have been another nuke. Where's this one going? There we go, going straight for Geneva's base. It's Geneva. He has SMD, but it's not loaded. And these are brick bricks. If those are brick bricks, that says there was another drop from Haihaho, and it got a long way. If those are brick bricks, it got a long way. And indeed, look at that. Those are the transports. The dead transports and the bricks. They took out a lot of infrastructure there, and that nuke is going to land in a very terrible spot. What Geneva. And it looks like Dory says it's not loaded because Geneva is moving. And yeah, if he's moving, you know it's not loaded. Already trying to build a power generator outside the range. Build it while you can, while you've got the eco, because you're about to lose the rest of a Geneva Convention. He is on 11,350. Let's make that 3,250. Lots of damage from that nuke. Absolutely lots. So that could be what they need to try and get back into this game. Over here we see support commanders under the water. It is T1 frigate spam. Underwater is Ionic. He's going to need to be careful. If he gets spotted in the water, they could come along with a bunch of torps and kill him, or a bunch of Barracudas. Looks like he should be okay though. Don't see any torpedo bombers. The subs are a bit far away. Back in the middle we see, oh, it's another GC. Another GC out from Ionic, and this time it is not anything that stop it from waltzing through Snagglefox's base. It can clean up everything entirely, destroy all the eco, get rid of everything, and just make life a wee bit easier. Back down here we see, where's Ionic's comm gone? I don't know. He was loitering around here somewhere. There is, he's walked up onto the platform. He's got... Yes, and... Ooh, that's not a good place to stand. There's a destroyer shooting at you. A destroyer battleship shooting at you. You don't want to stand there. Terrible, terrible time of it. Okay. Back to this section, we see Geneva's kind of pulling back. He's trying to focus on getting his eco back after he's been nuked. He's definitely struggling there. But the map control and the air control, even though he's running out of fuel in these ASFs from Babushka, has slowly told the game. They have caught up on the eco side of things. They've kept the map control, they kept the eco, and that's another GC. So 2 GCs watching through Snagglefox's base is not good for your health. Your base is going to die horrible, horrible deaths. You're going to have no eco left. Everything's going to exist on Hawk Commanders, which he does not have. So, oh, he's got some over here. Some extra mass over there, so not too badly off. Excuse the sniffles, I'm still not 100% well. A little bit left of the lurg, so... but this game is just absolutely fantastic. These 2 GCs ready to mop up. This one's standing still, needs to actually get a move on. A best bet would to come over this way and zorch this thing from the water. Get rid of the HQ, you cease his production of all these goddamn Barracudas. Down here the airfight did happen, and it's happening near some SAMs. Is that enough? No, it is not. Still the air belongs to Babushka, but even though he isn't really producing anything at the moment, my word, he's kept that alive for the time being. Got a lot of factories back up here actually, and an SMD, another nuke right there would be hilarious. That would actually take him back out of the game. Here we go, this GC is on the move. This one has finally died. It is doing what I thought would be a great idea. Don't kill that factory, kill the one. This one is the one to destroy. Get rid of his production capabilities. Down here, see, look at this nuke. It has killed 121,000 mass, 90 kills, 5 ranks of NRC. It did a good couple of nukes. Question is, are there going to be any more good ones out of it? With the knowledge that it's here, they should have SMD by now. GC going slightly the wrong way and was to swing off onto the beach and take care of the HQ. It is not... Where's it going? It's going the wrong way. Oh, kill the HQ, come on. Anyway, sorry, I gripe. Another Atlantis coming up. Very... No. Submerge your Atlantis, please. Please don't waltz your Atlantis into all of this. And what was that? That's the Authority being built underwater by a whole bunch of engineers. That is in play to walk onto land. That would be horrible for somebody's health. Okay, the Atlantis did go underwater, thank you, very good. Did not want that to stay on the surface. It could have been just rolled over by all these T1 frigates, would have been hilarious. But painful to watch at the same time. Torpedo bombs on the right now, they are doing what they do. These ASFs are all out of fuel. Trying to get back here, maybe to refuel so they can actually get into a fight. But they're in a, just happen to be in the right position to take care of a lot of these torpedo bombers as they can. See over there, plenty of T2 artillery doing what T2 artillery does. We have a couple of landers underwater, they're doing what they do. Battleship back here is getting unfortunately hammered down. Let's get out into safe space. Left hand side we see Navy is slowly pushing up. Atlantis should be able to fend off this many Barracudas. However, can't, that's pretty poor for an experimental versus a bunch of T2 units. Also there's a little bit of sub support here as well. Some T1 subs, not really that great for the raid, but honestly Atlantis is losing a lot of health to these T2 subs. I don't know of any other experimental. Then again, I suppose it's not really built primarily as a combat unit. It's sort of a factory, isn't it? Build stuff. Right, sub support comes in there though. Plenty of T1 subs to have a go at each other. We're getting a harm about to pop up over there as well. There's going to be a big old difference. The Yathota is done. And it's ready to waltz its way up here. The strategic missile sub is sitting over in this direction. Snaggle Fox is rebuilding its infrastructure over here. Got a couple of T3 PGs already. What is there to slow down a chicken? Well, not a heck of a lot. 5 SM missiles loaded in this SMD. Not something you want to lose, in fact. Not anything you want to lose, but there is nothing to stop the chicken. There's a few T2RD here. They're not going to be able to do a damn thing. They need something to kill off that Yathota. No, that's not it. That's a bit of a ground fire by the look of it. Yes, indeed, ground fire onto the Atlantis from those battleships, so why not? You can get some extra damage going on those. Right hand side is looking... Oh, another Tempest has come up, but there's a battleship in play. There's a couple of Atlantis as well. They can start helping out there as well. So I'd say maybe leaning towards Team 1 over the side. The Tempest plus the battleships and the extra subs coming in for support, that should be able to do things okay. Another Tempest on the way from Ionic just started there. T2RD is still alive and kicking and blowing things up. 2 Atlantis need to get in and try to do something over the side. The chicken decided to try and make landfall over here, only to discover that it can't. So it's now decided to come up left hand side. Another nuke out there. Is that from... Yes, indeed it is. Where's this one going for? The answer is right there, actually. Going for the T3 HQ of Geneva. Well, while I don't disagree with that idea, don't know if it's the right idea. There's nowhere else it can really go, though, to be honest. There's no SMD here. There's no SMD there. Is there SMD over here? No, there's not. There's a whole lot of infrastructure. Maybe this would have been a better spot. But the biggest problem right now facing team number 2 is this. Yathota. Pushing on and out come the gunships. There's a big old air grid here that should switch up the gunships or something to try and slow them down. A satellite comes out for Devil's Touch, but he needs to get gunships out of these factories to try and slow this Yathota down while he can. Of course, his Sam's about. There we go. Some renegades are out. In comes the air wings. They're going to have a go at each other. Devil's Touch a little bit off the ball there. Can maybe catch on up, but not the greatest turn. I don't think he played that too well. Is he behind? Is he walking through a mix of blue, white and yellow? Puke yellow sitting in the air there, but it is looking predominantly white again. So Babushka Lover, despite losing all his factories, despite getting nuked into nothingness, he retains the air control. That should have been the time they spammed out ASFs to try and grab back the air, but the chicken is carrying on More gunships coming out, but this is not looking good. There are some SAMs down here, some flak down here, a few SAMs over here. I think that chicken is going to make it all the way through. It is gunships having to go. It is air flinging on overhead, but all the destruction. There goes the grid belonging to Haihaho, but it's out of the game, and the air still belongs to Babushka. Although he is running out of ASFs now, he's flying over SAMs, of course. Those are going to take their toll on the units. But the chicken is very, very healthy. Now, it's got some couple of ranks of veterancy. So it's going to regen. Going to need a whole lot of units like, oh, strap bombers, they do the trick. Get them on, and they're starting to do some damage. T2PD being spammed on up, trying to get something down to slow it, but it's not going to work. The nuke is not going to launch, I don't think. That chicken is going to get in range, going to fire it off. Unlucky. That nuke's not going to make it. What are these strats doing? They are worried about the ASFs. They need to not be worried about the ASFs. They need to bomb the snot out of the Athota. Kill it. Kill it. Hard. Roy says air SMD down. Oh, where's the satellite? The satellite has successfully killed the SMD belonging to Babushka. Now's a great time to nuke there. If he had a nuke available, which he almost does. Right, the chicken is finally dead. However, its death spot is a grand old place. Got a little bit more infrastructure. Kills her support commander coming right off the quantum gateway, just like that. Support commander tries to run away, shield goes up. But this has made a big old gap in Haihaho's base. That one chicken. Lots of torpedo bombers coming on down here. It is a double tempest destruction. Nuke is out. Is it going for? Yes, it is. So Devil's Touch takes a bit of umbrage to the destruction of his teammate's base, decides to have a good old nuke at Babushka, who's not actually moving at the moment. I wonder if he realizes his SMD is gone. Commander is standing very, very still, trying to get another SMD up here. That is actually a nickname doing that. I don't think they could quite get 2 for 1. I don't think the commanders are quite close enough to get 2 of them with 1 nuke, but Babushka doesn't move. I'm pretty sure he is going to die from that. Come down this side again, but there's a whole lot of underwater items belonging to Haihaho. A bunch of T1 subs, got some bricks over there. They're going to do some decent work against those without us, and the nuke is coming. The nuke is coming. The nuke is landing. Who's not moving? Both of them. Ooh, is it going to get 2 for 1? I don't think so. I think it's just going to be Babushka, but still, that's enough. Babushka taking out of the game. The satellite now focuses down on nickname. Although he's pretty healthy, I reckon he could get out of there. But either way, he is donezo. What was that? That is a couple of support commanders underwater. We won't worry about that. That is fine, but the Navy is a problem. Got some harms around. Those are going to help thin out numbers. Got some support over there, not too bad. And nickname... oh, he should be able to make the water. I don't think the satellite is going to recharge fast enough to take care of him. Another nuke out, this time finally. This one here from Geneva, his sub has launched it and is going straight for Haihaho, who's under there with his commander. That's not a good spot to be. Are we going to see nickname survive? Yes, we are. He's going to get out of there. He brings in a transport to take some of the hits. He'll be alright. Somebody who's not going to be alright though is this guy, Haihaho. 1500 health. That nuke is about to land right on his head. Boom. Oh dear. Good pick from Geneva to take him out. I wonder if he could have actually... probably wasn't in range to nuke that. But yes, the nuke sub has done on that, and everything gets handed over to Ionic. Ionic now in control of that side of things. There we go. His nickname has survived. His commander's gotten out of there under 6,000 health, and the satellite can just wander around and kill stuff now. Recommendation, kill this. Exposed. Already mostly dead, very quick to kill off the PGs. They'll do some less exploding damage. Get rid. Left hand side though, this is now a big old navy push. Lots of battleships, lots of subs. The bricks are underwater. I don't know why we have another chicken. Not good. A second chicken has been built, and it took a lot to kill the other one. And now there's even less on the ground to stop it. And as Devil's Touch actually paying attention, it has been one heck of a game. This chicken is coming in though. Air belongs to Geneva. A bunch of ACFs. They are ready to support that chicken should it require it, and I think it does. Over here we see this air grid is about to be visited by a satellite, but plenty of shields. Cyber or not, I think it should be okay. Satellite still focusing on the wrong thing over there. I hear a monkey. I see a monkey. There's a monkey. Monkey is doing what the chicken done on the other side and is walking up through the middle of Nickname's base. This should be fine. There's a few T2PD there, but they won't last long once that big old laser comes up. Scoops up the engineers first, then starts focusing on the wrong things. It's going for engineers. I think it should be going for pretty much anything, but it's going to then walk in and explode itself by walking over a T3 PGen. Laser finally zips around and takes out the point fences there. Plenty of damage and destruction to be had. Monkey's going to get good work done. Is it too little too late though? Who's that chicken? The chicken's walked out into the water. He's wanting to take out the naval HQ. Not a bad decision. Over here we see the support commanders here are getting hammered by a bunch of submarines. Plenty of them. There's strats, torpedoes all going after the chicken that is into the water, so Torps will have to do it. Is there an air wing of any kind? No, there's not. It's just the one belonging to Devil's Touch, so he's got back into the air game in a proper fashion. And he has actually claimed the air for now. For now is the Christian. Air comes in from Snagglefox, so he has a handful of ASFs. These guys are caught napping down here, not supporting these torpedo bombers, which are just getting killed for free. Bring your ASFs to Devil's Touch, please. Have these things dragged on over and help your Torps. There's no cruisers until there's some back here, but you just let those torpedoes die for no particular reason, and that leaves the Athota. Should have been focusing on the Athota, because that is about to make landfall, and that is going to wreck everything you hold dear. There's a bunch of T2 PD, but that's not good. Got a lot. Is there a nuke ready? Just about. It is very, very close, but that is still a big old problem. Torpedo bombers are not your answer. They're not going to get anything done on those. Time to switch it on up and go for anything but. There we go. Gunships are now coming off the production line. That's going to be maybe too little too late, because that Athota is coming to say hello in a very, very nasty fashion. Very nasty fashion. That is his main base. He's got 3 Novax. He's got a whole swarm of support commanders. Got a couple of SMDs up. Yes, there's a bunch of T2PD back here, but by the time they get started doing things, be a little bit too late. In come the gunships. They are trying to get what they can do. SMD over here is not going to be killed. It's going to survive, which I think is going to be very critical. And here we go. This is now the key moment. How much damage can the Athota do before it's... Oh, I think we're going to do a bloody hell of a lot actually, because it's going to get through the shield. It's going to drop that. Or is this shield going to pop on just in time? But the ball's already in. Oh, so damned close. All the damage, but even if it doesn't kill what it needs to, the death ball. But it does. 2 SMDs, T3 PGen, and the Quantum Gateway. This is all going to die because of this lightning storm. A nuke goes out, but there's another SMD right here, so that nuke is not going to get through thanks to this protective item on here, and Geneva is just pushing right on up. Look at all that he's got. Absolutely dominated the left hand side. In the meantime, the right hand side has held firm. We haven't talked much about this right hand side. It's been a little bit static for a while, but finally Melnick is making progress. He's got a whole large number of battleships, got a huge number of Tempests, and he is getting the work done, pushing right on back, slow but steady. But the problem is, and that's not the side that has the issue, it's this side. And this is the air grid under threat from battleships, destroyers, pretty much everything. And it is all going down. This SMD is gone. There's one SMD over here still nicely loaded, and that is the only SMD he has left. Has he got another nuke in here? He does. It's over half built. Is he waiting to double nuke or something? I am not sure. Here we go. Nuke is out, and what's the target? The target is over here. I think he's trying to get Geneva, but I don't think that's really going to work. Don't think that's really going to work. Geneva has so much eco around the place as well. Yeah, he could have nuked this actually. I don't see... Oh, there is SMD. Loaded SMD, okay, so that's fine. It did survive. That might have been his only option, but he's going to miss Geneva by a wide margin. The nuke was aimed down there, Geneva's all the way up in this direction. Good for health. On the right hand side, Ionic is, well, too many big things, not enough small things. So, what you're looking at here is the overkill that happens. You've got Tempest killing frigates. And a lot of the time they miss just because the frigates are small, they're moving, and even if they don't move, just wasted damage. In the meantime, these ones back here are bombarding the other ones, so not great for your health. There we go. Okay, that's an interesting spot to walk up. That's new. This little wee ridge here, apparently these can transverse it, and they are up. Not looking good with Devil's Touch. This is his main base, and it is getting absolutely wrecked. Navy off the coast, Navy on the land, and there's not going to be long before this air grid is donezo. It's got a good handle of airships left, yes, but not going to be much when you can't rebuild them. There is a Tsar. Completed. Ionic completed a Tsar. Where is he good with that? That's a bizarre choice. Another nuke is out, and whose is that? I'm looking for the icon. It is coming from Devil's Touch. Where's it going for is a question. I don't know. GC underwater, saying hello to Snagglefox. Wonder if they saw him. The nuke, is it actually going for the Navy? Is it going to go for the Navy in a bad spot? It is going to go for the Navy in a bad spot. It's not even going to kill half of it. They've all scattered. The things that are a problem are these right here, and it's not even going to get them. Those destroyers are just going to keep bolting on through, and they're going to keep on killing stuff. Killed off a few frigates perhaps. There's like no, just nothing left up there. Where's your nuke? Getting there about 2/3, 3/4 done. Alright, Tsar's going to go say hello to whatever it can. It's just going to mutilate stuff, but that is a lot of ASF sitting here. I think it's enough to kill it. It's enough ASF to kill it. Maybe not one pass, but it's enough ASF to kill a Tsar anyway. It's not going to survive those should they decide to go for it, which they do. There they go. They are going up. The Tsar's also flying in towards a whole lot of SAMs. That's a terrible decision of a direction to go. Do they even know it's all there? They do. They do know it's all there, but yeah, you don't want to send your Tsar over that. That's a bad spot. You want to send it up this way. You want to send it up here. Destroy stuff. Right, this direction. GC says hello. It is out of the water. It needs to get out of the water because it's getting hit by almost everything. It's plenty healthy. If it can get away, it can do some good damage up here. If it can get away, although the air, there's a few strap bombs coming in, won't last too long actually. Plus the battleship shooting in the back. Yeah, it's not going to get any much more done. I think it's about to die before really getting anything of that back section. Over on the left hand side, Tsar is just kind of cleaning up this little plateau. But any moment now this ASF may swing on and back on this side. The Navy has wrapped right around from Geneva. The frigate rush, the annoying frigate rush, is doing as frigate rush does, trying to take things out. There's plenty of overkill happening. These harms are coming off of course. The Navy is getting pinched at this stage. There's more subs over here. A whole lot of Barracudas. Ground fire those things and they will be decimated. In the meantime, these things are shooting at and missing everything over there. A couple of ground fire shots will kill off a lot of these Barracudas, and that will be quite handy for them. Over here we see there's more land on the way. That is the last remaining SMD, and it is about to go pop because these guys are walking under the shield. Still trying to shoot behind it, but I can't. Because the angle's wrong. To focus your target, and your target is that. Oh, hello, Fat Boy. Fat Boy. very handy for clearing off T2 Navy. Unfortunately, a little too late, and this SMD is going to go pop. Is it the last one he has? It is the last SMD he has. Fires off a final desperation nuke. What's he going for? These, which he thinks, oh, big old strat snipe. That's not strats. I heard the strats, but I thought they were them, but they weren't. Maybe it was a strat snipe. Maybe they just happened to make that sound, but either way, they didn't quite get through. The shield holds. The SMD survives. 150 health. Very, very little left to its name. Got another single T1 bomber coming in, but it dies. Ooh, that is a very key SMD to keep alive. Very, very key. Nuke coming out from here. Is it going to be in range of this is the question, because that is still up. The nuke is up. Excuse the sniffle again. Sorry folks, this has been absolute banger of a game. The T1 spam is real from team number one, and it has paid dividends. Is it in range? Is it going to skirt that? It's going to skirt it. Oh, this is going to be painful. No! Another SMD over here, just covering enough that it did not die. See another strat coming over, but the shield is up. And it's going to get nothing done. Absolutely nothing done. So there were some strats in that mix. My oh my, that is a close one. Is there any kind of omni down here? Any kind of radar so people can see what they're doing? No, there is not. This donut's just sort of chilling over here, just being all protecting and whatnot. And why not? Because everything's happening over this side right at the moment. It is the frigate rush. Absolutely mental. Causing the overkill shells. More frigates over here. Got a bunch of flexing over here. Got some ACFs doing their thing. Got a bunch of SAMs on the right hand side. And T2 artillery. It's all looking pretty good. Down this corner here we see it as Ionic. He's just been chilling down there. Just chilling down there. Let's have a look at the reclaim. 1 million. Nope, sorry, not 1 million. That's 164,000, but then got another 45,000 there, another 33,000 there. I wish my total reclaim mod still worked. Could we see how much it was actually available? It's probably about 1 million reclaim anyway. It is just absolutely mental, but finally. Big old pushback going on here. Torpedo bombers doing their thing, but they are flying over a truckload of flak, taking care of them. They're doing some good work, but there's just more ships than torp bombers, and that's never a good thing. Sam's built another experimental. He's just rolling those Tempests off the line somewhere. No, not a Tempest. He's made a GC, so he's going for a walkie-walkie with his GC. What, is that T3 Arty? Or is that T3 artillery somewhere? Yes, it is. T3 artillery from Ionic. Not even protected. He's just thrown that up and gone, here you go. I'm just going to start firing with this, and 1 hour, 8 minutes into the game, we have our very first T3 artillery actually starting to do something. I don't know what it's shooting at though. Have they scouted? Probably shooting over here, but if they scouted, then they would know that it is a beautiful place to fire at. Snagglefox finishes his own experimental. Where would that be? There it is, a monkey on the middle island. It's got a monkey, we've got a GC, we've got a whole swarm of navy, we've got a Tempest, we've got some war commanders, got a counter Tempest here though, with all of that. We've got a crab coming out of the water. Tsar still floating around somewhere. I don't know where it's gone. I really don't know where the Tsar's gone. Lost it. Oh, there it is. Just chilling. It's just chilling. Bat boy on the coast, ready to kill things. Some T1 subs tune up. Okay. By now they've actually scouted this here. You're going to want to put some shields around El Pronto. There's one scout, you know what's coming. Yeah, some kind of attack. Alright, back on the right hand side, and just the frigate spam is clogging up the waters. Once again, there is just so many of them that it's a struggle for the big old battleships and Tempest to deal with, wasting so much damage potential by firing at them. T2ID over here, of course, going to be handy. Some T2ID down here doing the same thing. Really want to roll some... There we go. some cruisers or some destroyers off the line just to take care of these, because they will. They're rapid fire, they'll be able to just mow the frigates down nice and easy, and you can leave your big guns to focus on one of the big things, like a Tempest. You really want to focus on that. But over here, this T2ID bank has been having tons of fun. The battleship which wanders a little bit too close. Looks like the battleship got a few kills, there's a few corpses there. Maybe another couple, but it won't be long till the battleship is dead as well. But sneaking up on behind is a monkey, and monkey's going to take care of this little section quite handily, quite easily, and that'll be the end of that. You can also wander down this way, take out the very, very damaged strategic missile defense. There's nothing on the ground to stop that monkey. Okay. There we go, strat bombs out, and look at that. They killed the T3 arty, because of course they can. Scather started. And a big old reclaim there. Scather started over here. Yes, indeed, there's an SMD in front of it. Going to get onto those shields. Those strat bombers were still around, were they? Yes, they are. They're busy just chewing up all this way over here. Might as well reclaim the mass into something else, which is exactly what they're doing. Nuke has been launched. Where was that from? That's from good old Nuke bank back here from Mr. Devil's Touch. Where is this one going for? This would be a fantastic place to hit it. Plenty of navy to kill, particularly Tempest. There's a dude under the water, sorry, support commander under the water. Looks like it is going for all of that, but it might be mistimed, because I think a lot of those frigates will be out of the way by now. You see the strat bombers come down over this section. They want to deny that scatters from being built, but there's plenty of shields and plenty of SAM, so it should be right. Yep, Nuke in the wrong spot. Look at that, just happens to be a gap post landing. It's not even going to kill these frigates right here. Needed to just send it maybe a bit further back to kill off the experimental, the Tempest down there, or something. Crab pushed up on the right hand side. Going to say hello to all this interaction on there. The monkey has finished up that spot. Is going for a wander. There was a GC somewhere else. Another Nuke is out. This one won't get through because there is a SMD standing right there, but there's a GC. That's where the GC went. I knew I saw it from some point. If it can get to the SMD before the Nuke arrives, it will. The SMD goes down, the Nuke is in the air. I think this one here is just a little bit far away, and that is finally big old massive production defensive session is going to go boom. There's a lot of SAMs, a lot of units. Still with something's alive though, and GC is killing off. That's a support commander. There's no Ions commies, he's down here. Just chilling at the back, being all chilly and not doing anything. The GC though, it is just having good old fun, walking around, stomping its way through everything, destroying stuff even as everything else is all pushing in. That is the end of this right hand section, thanks to a GC walking up. Over here we see something exploded. Is that the monkey? No, that's not the monkey. Where's the monkey? He's in the water, still walking along. Strats, I see they have found, and they are devastating all the support commanders. And it's only a matter of time, I think, before they actually finally finish off Devil's Touch at the back here. He has a handful of SAMs, yes, but he's still only under one shield. One shield, as soon as that goes down, he'll be exposed, vulnerable, and ripe for the destruction. We'll see how that goes down. In fact, he just says, that's it, I'm out. Devil's Touch control Ks, he has had enough of this game. 1 minute, 13 minutes in, don't blame him. And over here, the monkey's made landfall, is killing off this other strategic missile defense, and now there is really nothing left they can do. Over here, Ionic is trying to get their scatters up, but I don't think it's going to happen. There's not enough. He's got plenty of eco. There's so much mass. Needs more build power, really. Needs just a bit more build power. Speaking of build power, here it comes. These support commanders are going to go over and say hello. They can start doing that. That's hilarious. There's some factories right here, but they're too close. Are they? No. They're not too close. Sorry. The T2 is going to turn and say hello in a moment. But I'm trying to get the scatters up. He's going to get some extra support in there, but I think it's probably a bit academic at this stage. We have strats available here. Big old strats coming from Snagglefox. they're going to be able to do things like snipe SMD. They can kill off factories. Onyx still down here with this comp. I think he just really wants to get that. Really wants to get that Scathers done. He's putting all his build power onto that. There we go. The SMD is donezo. Nothing left of it now, and there's no missile defense except for this one. Except for that one. And that is now still producing down here. There's a whole lot of battleships, and they are actually holding their own against all of these, because I'm going to guess the focus has switched up for a nickname. He's got that there. He's got experimental going up there. He's fixing up his SMD there. This crab got all the way through here before discovering what it's like to be absorbed from above. I'm guessing that's a donut trail over there. Yep, big old rank of inertia on that donut, so it did kill the crab. How's that Scathers going? Looks like it might have slowed down. Has he run out of mass finally? No, he hasn't. He's actually running out of power. Definitely doesn't want to run out of power. Definitely doesn't want to run out of power. Some more stress rolling down here. They kill off the build power. Why not? Big old spinning through the air as they get mowed down by some SAMs, but it is definitely a power issue for Ionic. Needs to get that sorted. 56,000 power income, and he's still going into the negatives. Wow. Absolute wow. That's just how much build power he's got on that Scathers. Look at this thing. You're going up pretty darn quickly, which is kind of scary, but it's not going to survive. I think he just really wants to finish it off. Fat boy down here is just chilling. He's popping out some anti-air stuff, because hey, why not? Anti-air is the name of the day. There's been strap bombers all over the place. Scouts are flying over. In comes the donut. From nickname. They're not even going to wait. They're not even going to wait and let him have his last huzzah. You know, it'd be nice. Let him finish the Scathers. Then kill it. Let it get a salvo off. Let me have a little bit of fun. Maybe they are. Donut has stopped, and with your forces, I'm pretty sure it's just the cleanup at this stage. Fat Boy's about to have a really bad time, because got some T3 coming this way, but more importantly, it's got a monkey shooting it in the back, and it's like, right, okay, never mind. Monkey holds fire? Nope. Yes, nope. We're dead. Monkey basically walking on it. It's one dead Fat Boy. It's one dead Spore Commander. Alright, come on. Then I'm finished to scath this. There we go. Big old strat snipe down this way. Nope. SMD's getting assistance to the nuke, and they have launched a nuke. Where'd that one go? Oh, Ionic launched a nuke, and it's actually going here on these guys. That's not a bad spot for it. It can do some extra damage. Okay, the Tsar is holding off for the moment. It is just sitting back, waiting. I'm sure they'll send to them when they're ready, along with everything else. There's the strats coming as well from Snagglefox. No, I don't think Ionic's going to get us. There we go. Scathers is done. It's a GC coming off the water as well. Is it going to get a salvo up? Up it goes.
Strategic launch detected.
Gets his gun ready.
Launch detected.
And fires. Nice old salvo from the Scathers. Ionic says, thank you very much for letting me finish that. And then in comes everything. Now this is going, now the strats are coming in, GC's walking up on the side, the Donut's just sitting there. Snagglefox says, you've had your salvo, not going to let you get another one. Scathers disagrees, fires on up. And the strats and the GC. I mean, probably the right target. Nice and big, something to go for. And that is it for Ionic. The Scathers is down. We did have a monkey there as well, actually, which is a grand old go with the GC, but that's not going to work. Is she going to get anything done there? No, probably not. So it's all down to Ionic. The question is, will he play this out? Will he control K? I have a feeling he's probably going to control K on this one. There's not much left to do. He's lost down into this little wee section of the map. He's absolutely hounded. Airs everywhere, experimentals everywhere. Couple of donuts loitering around. Got a GC. Nuke throws out the GG. There we go. And this is probably going to be his control K, or at least surrender and recall. But that has been one heck of a game. Now I just can't pick where the tipping point of it was. There's Ionic. And out he goes. So well played, team number one. Ignore the desync right at the end. Honestly, folks, absolute madness. So much going on, so much I missed, which I'm really apologetic for. There's a certain series of events, like the drops coming from Haihaho over here. He threw some bricks down and they just cleaned up shop all in that direction. Then they got some more bricks right dropped into the middle of Geneva's base as well. Threw some bricks over there for another drop, which we caught. We had the middle fight going on. The destroyers coming off on that. But I'm going to say, if I had to pick a player who probably carried this, it's going to be Geneva. His hold up here against the big old navy that was pushing at him, he did have assist from Snagglefox. Snagglefox bombed out a whole lot of torpedo bombers, but that hold up here, I think might have been a Titan, because it also left so much reclaim there to be picked up, and they used that. They built on it, and they pushed back down left and high gradually, slowly, but pushed them back down. They built the Athota down there as well, just sneak on up. I don't know if this was the right choice from Devil. He put so much eco into this. So much eco into this build, into this nuke and everything like that. And he got a lot done with it, but he sacrificed air to do it. And it came around from Babushka. He had so much of an air grid. Yeah, he lost the grid. But even when Babushka lost the grid, he never got back into the air game. Never quite got back on top of that. I feel like that could have been a missed opportunity, but it is what it is, and what it is a victory for team number one, so well done those guys. In the end, they actually only lost one player, which is our old lol Roffle over here. The rest of them actually survived. Well done them. Well, there we have it, folks. That is the end of this cast, and I'm feeling rough once again. You can probably hear it on my voice a wee bit. It has been a hell of a fun one, though, and just entertaining all around. That's it from me, folks. We shall see you again. Have yourselves a wonderful day, morning, evening, night, afternoon. I don't care what time zone you're in. Have fun, stay safe, enjoy, and we shall catch you on the next cast. Farewell.